Hello everyone and welcome to another London travel vlog. If you're new here, my name is Nicole. Thank you so much for being here. I do a lot of travel and writing vlogs. If you love the London vlogs, we have a part 1 and we also have Oxford, Bath, and Hay-on-Wye. Alright, so this particular day in London in September, it was rainy, it was cloudy, so we thought the best way to spend this day was just eat. So we started off at the Chilliton Firehouse, which is a bit pricey. We did spend about $300 US at this one restaurant, I think close to 400. And we each got our main dish, 2 sides, and I want to say we each got 1 drink. No, he got a drink and I got a latte. There we go. All right, so I got this chicken. It was delicious. Even though it was about $400 US, it was worth it. Not only was the food amazing, but the whole aesthetic, the vibe, the layout, they really put effort into it. All right, so Nick got this thing called monkfish. What do you think?
It's a very meaty white fish with kind of a smoky flavor. Probably one of the best fish dishes I've ever had. I'm gonna say I'm impressed.
Yes.
And everybody knows I'm a seafood critic, so
He's very
okay, not
happy.
really, but I try to be.
He's very happy. And what's the cream sauce?
I'm not sure, but it tastes good.
There we go. Buttery, garlicky.
It's like a buttery.
There you go. Thank you for being on my Instagram.
Of course.
For the record, I always do ask my husband if I could record him before I record him. Anyways, all right, so we got some potatoes because we wanted some more food. This was our first meal of the day, so I was really hungry. All right, so this is the outside of the restaurant. Again, it was just beautiful all around. So we decided to take the bus to the Albert and Victoria Museum. So the bus doesn't go any faster, because you're still sitting in city traffic, but it was I think this is like the only time we really took the bus. We took the tube most of the time. So it was just a nice, different way to get around. And then we arrived to the Albert and Victoria Museum, or Victoria and Albert Museum. There we go. Where I get there about an hour before it closes. Okay, so we are in the Victoria and Albert Museum. We only have like an hour or so because the bus took a while. So anyways, we are sort of splitting up. I'm going to go see fashion exhibit and Nick is doing Islamic and Middle East, and then we are going to meet up in the medieval era. But I'm trying to find fashion. Okay, here it is. Ooh. Okay. Hopefully I am trying to find it. It says members going free. Oh, okay. I think we're here. All right, I'll show you guys. Alright, so as I show you clip after clip of all these clothes through the decades, I'll just highlight some of my favorites because it's really hard to see the details. I only had my phone camera with me, and you can't really take like good quality video and photos of the exhibit, so I'll try to do my best here. Alright, so each exhibit was for like a decade. So it started off in the 1700s and went all the way to the 1980s. I want to say 1990s. Not only did they show you the difference between the decades, some decades were repeated where they showed you maybe the formal wear versus the lounge wear, men versus women. So there was some repeat. By the way, I really love this pink dress that was right there. So this is 1830 to 1840. Personally, I don't like the poofiness of some of these dresses. I don't think that design flatters anybody, but I feel like it makes a lot of people actually look very dowdy. But you go back and forth like between poofy outfits and more form-fitting outfits. This particular dress though, I love the design. Like I think it has like butterflies and birds on it. It's just really gorgeous. And then this is like a little exhibit of like the male wardrobe between the 1840s and 1860s. You know, unfortunately, throughout time, male wardrobe doesn't change that drastically as much as female wardrobe. And, you know, the difference is like the colors they wear: vest, no vest, ties, no ties. This is a wedding. And then this particular dress was oranges. I really hope you guys are able to make it to this exhibit because I can't really show you all here, but one of the important things when you're reading the little panels is the influence of trade and why certain fashions became popular, because they had access to different types of materials, especially trade to like India and Asia, because it is the UK, so there's that history there. And so with different materials, they can make different types of outfits. And so it was just learning a little bit more about that. I thought this dress was very Belle from Beauty and the Beast, the yellow. So I had to take a video of it. And another thing, so this is 20s and 30s. And another, and I think this is also 20s and 30s, just a different angle. Because I'm not from the UK, I did not truly understand how influential the punk rock scene was of the 60s and the reemergence in the 80s, because UK fashion is so posh and so formal and can be a little dull historically, that when there was the exhibit from the 1960s clothes and the influence of punk rock, you definitely saw the clash, and you could see it was like the youth's way of rebelling. And so this exhibit just really brought that little piece of history home to me, because just the colors and the fit and the length of the skirts, like this is it, like was just so like drastically different from the previous decades. By the way, these boots are to die for. I hope you enjoyed this. Ooh, I'm in my happy place. I love a good fashion exhibit. I love seeing history through the lens of fashion. I believe clothing and fashion, your personal style, speaks volumes to who you are. And it also, like, just fashion just shows you where the world was at that time, what the people in power maybe think was important, what was on trend. It is interesting just to see, as we move on to the decades, the different fits. You know, before World War II, a lot of clothing was loose because you just didn't have the means to make it tighter, and it was also just, I also think when people are in a depressive state, when you're going through the Great Depression, and then when you're in a war, you just are just trying to get by, so you don't care so much about how you look. And then once the world's more at peace, you are a little bit lifted, your soul's lifted, and then you do care. Yes. So that's, you can sort of see that, like when the world's going through a difficult economic time, clothing tends to get a little looser. When it's going through a great economic time, clothes tend to be a little bit more fit, a little bit more fashionable. But that's my personal opinion. I hope you guys can hear this. It's loud in here. But I'm gonna go find Nick, and then we're gonna go see one more exhibit and then head out. So like I mentioned, we really only had like 20-30 minutes left. And so we went through this exhibit, which was a lot of religious artifacts. And this is just something I just love looking at through history of what was important to human beings in certain centuries, where they felt the need to create such elaborate art pieces to tell this particular story, you know, and why they created the art piece the way they created the art piece. You know, why did they use clay, or why did they use glass? And so it was just very peaceful. There's places to sit, so that was comfortable because we were very tired. And yeah, so we spent like just 20 minutes here, and then we made our way out. So afterwards, we took a Uber to the Sandersons, London, and we had the Mad Hatter tea. Like I mentioned, this particular day was the most rainy day that we had in London, so I wanted to do as many activities inside as possible. So because it was the Mad Hatter tea, all the tea options were named after characters from Alice in Wonderland. I cannot remember which tea I had, but I thought it was a really great presentation of like the cards. So we each got our own tea and we're just letting it seep here. We're waiting for our champagne and our decadent desserts. You will see how decadent these desserts are. They were really rich. Okay, and so look at how beautiful this is. Just gorgeous. We felt really guilty for eating this because it was way too beautiful. Look at how beautiful this is. I am very sad because I have to eat it because it's art. But Nick says it's very rich chocolatey.
Very
so
rich chocolatey, like
here,
pretty damn elegant.
And you look good eating it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Alright, I do hope you enjoyed this random London vlog. And if you can, watch part 1 and watch the rest of the UK vlogs. See you around. Bye.